Starting with what we heard today from my friend, it doesn't happen often in this case, but I'd like to thank him for his submissions, because everything he said literally this morning showed why this case should go to trial, and that we have met the standard of substantial grounds for confirmation. What my friend did today, going through these incidents, trying to pick them apart, that sounded like a closing argument after a trial. The types of issue he raised today and yesterday, well, in this incident, the first witness says X. The second witness says Y. That's what gets sorted out at trial. The witness that supports our charge is enough for the confirmation of the charges. My friend is trying to kind of have it both ways on how Your Honor should treat Mr. Duterte's utterances, his speeches, his words. On day 1, T0004 at page 30, lines 18 to 19, my friend said, Duterte's word was his word and the people knew it, end quote. Yesterday, worried about his client's confessions, that's what they are, he said, quote, this is at T0006, page 7, lines 5 to 7, he said, quote, one cannot rely on anything coming out of Mr. Duterte's mouth. All right, that's good to know if he ever decides to testify, and for his representations on interim release, that you can't trust a word that comes out of his mouth. But beyond that, as I went through on Monday, 3 times under oath, Mr. Duterte said in committee hearings, I have a death squad. Is Mr. Kaufman saying that his client is a liar and a perjurer who has no problem lying under oath? Limited use statements. I won't go through all the, frankly, nonsense that we heard about limited use statements. What I want to make clear, he tried to create an impression which is just not true. Not one witness has been granted immunity in this case. None. There is no such thing as virtual immunity or whatever he called it. He said something similar today. It's standard practice to use these statements when interviewing suspects under 55-2 who have rights, and they do not grant immunity. It just means a statement can't be used against that particular witness. And if they lie during those statements to us, to the OTP, then the agreement is void and they can be prosecuted. And his suggestion somehow that we should not interview the direct killers, Mr. Duterte's killers at the bottom of the pyramid, they shouldn't be interviewed, that's clinically insane from a prosecution point of view. And of course, some of those persons will get limited use statements if their lawyers request them. And finally, we're here in this court to prosecute the most responsible, and the most responsible is his client, former President Duterte, not the people on the ground who committed the killings. They are responsible, but they are not the most responsible. And unlike his client, the ones who have come forward have shown remorse for what they have done. It's time for him to take responsibility for these crimes he brags about and glories in. This is tab 146.2. It's a quote from a speech on August 16th, 2017. What did he say? Quote, I know I will have my own downfall. I cannot be president forever. I know that they will demand to answer for all this dead. End quote. And he was right when he spoke those words. He must answer for the dead. The victims demand it, justice demands it, and for purposes of confirmation, the evidence demands it. We have proven it to the level for this to be bound over for trial. We ask you to do that, Your Honors. Thank you.